click. I didn't log in. Hey friends, Joe the Farmer here. Welcome to a beautiful day on the farm, and it is about 75, 80 degrees, and the weather's turning. It's starting to feel like fall, and that's making me start thinking about like campfires and campouts and, you know, s'mores and just being in the outdoors and not just being miserable in the heat. So fall is coming, cooler weather is coming, and this product that I'm actually going to show you today is probably perfect for those kinds of things. So I hope we've earned a little bit of trust here to where you know that I'm not just going to put something on the channel that's, you know, just junk. This particular product was sent to me, and I'll tell you, I've had it for 2 weeks. I actually had it in Kentucky when I was hunting, and I used it there and showed it to some of the guys, and I can tell you that after having this for a couple weeks, I don't know that I would want to go without it. If I had to send it back to them, I would buy one because it's a fantastic product. So today we're going to talk about the Bluetti EB3A, which is not the best name, Bluetti. I think we could do better in the naming stuff. But it's a little power station. You can put solar panels on it. And I know that there's a lot of stuff like that out there, but I want to show you why I really like this one, and really 5 reasons why I think everyone should have something like this, and 3 improvements I think Bluetti needs to make. If they did that, this thing would be perfect. So let's get into the video. Appreciate y'all coming along with me today, and if you have any questions about this product or Bluetti or anything, I will leave some descriptions down below, and feel free to leave a comment. We'd appreciate hearing from you. So let's get into this thing. Okay, so again, EB3A. I mean, maybe it's from Star Wars or something like C-3PO.
You watch your language.
You know, R2-D2, I don't know, but EB3A, interesting name, but I'm telling you, this product is fantastic. And, you know, user manual, I'm not going to do an unboxing. I'm really just, one thing I want you to think about though, this thing is so light that I'm sitting here holding the box, unboxing it while I'm talking to you, because it's only 10 pounds. I mean, that's really, really light. What comes in the box is the power station, power cord that does not have a power brick on it, so that's actually going to save a lot of energy and a lot of cost with manufacturing these things. And then solar panel wires, which they didn't send me a solar panel. I wish they would have, because I really would like to test one of those things. But they send you these wires in case you needed them. So first glance, what is the EB3A? So this is a iron phosphate battery powered, you know, basically a generator. I mean, for lack of a better term, I know that people keep, you know, referring to them as power banks, or it will also work as a uninterrupted power supply, a UPS kind of thing. But it's a generator. That's what we're going to use it here on the farm as. And there's 9 different ports on here. So when you look at the different ports of where you charge, you have 12 volt, which is kind of like the old school cigarette lighter things. And you have 2 12 volt DC 10A. Right here's where you plug it in to the wall socket, to where you can, you know, just charge the thing. It charges super fast, like within an hour it's at 100%, which is pretty unbelievable. 2 USB ports that are just the normal kind of USB ports. Your iPhone, you know, would plug into that or something, or Android, sorry. I want to include everyone. And then we have a USB-C, which is a 100-watt plug. It's going to really charge stuff fast. That's going to be for your newer iPads. Even I think some of the newer iPhones use that, and my MacBook Pro uses that too. So I could sit here with this thing, stay charged up, and edit videos to send out for y'all to watch. And then of course we have, well, I've already stained it, but we have a couple of these 120 volt, just residential style plugs. You can plug, you know, I don't know, coffee makers and whatever you're into. You can plug whatever you want in there. It has a light. I think the light's a little bit hokey. They all have lights. You know, I'm never going to walk around in the woods like this, you know, like it's a flashlight. I guess if you have a power outage, that would be handy to have. So, you know, I see the utility of that. The coolest part about this whole thing is the very top is a charger. If I put my phone on there and just set it there, it will start to charge. So, a little bit of a learning curve with some of these things, because there are some settings to make it to where that will work. But I can tell you that from first glance and from me using this for a few days, it has been awesome. 2 of my favorite things about it as far as features go, well, really 3. One is the, you know, you just set your phone on there and walk away. It's amazing. It just charges your phone and you go pick it up and your phone's fully charged. It has a great display on here. I don't know if the camera's going to do a good job of picking this up. but if you could see that display, hopefully you can, but it says 100. I charged it up because it was low on battery because I use this. This is not the kind of thing they sent to me and I'm just like, hey, this is great, you know, you guys should get one of these. No, I actually use this a lot, which is why there's marks on it and it's dirty, and for 2 weeks I've really put it through the paces. But the screen is great. Second thing that's really cool is it has Bluetooth connectivity. You can connect your phone to it. Let me see if I can get connected to it right now and show you. I was surprised at how easy it was to do, to be quite honest. Let's see, you have to get the Bluetti app. That guy right there. All right, connect, searching, found it, click. I didn't log in. I didn't give them my personal information or anything. And then once I'm in there, you see it has this little grid here. Let me set this thing down real quick. It's 10 pounds doesn't get heavy after a while. It has this little grid here that will show you what power source is actually charging the Bluetti, as well as how much power is being used from it. You can click on to use DC power. You can click on for AC power, just showing the different kind of power modes that you can use. And if you go in settings, you can go to different kinds of charging mode, even a turbo charging mode, which if you do that, it gives you a warning saying that the batteries won't last as long. These batteries are rated for about 2,500 cycles, and after that point they say they get to about 80% of full charge when it's new. You can update the software, firmware upgrade. I've already done that. Both versions are good. Yeah, I think the Bluetooth is really, really great when it comes to those things. Okay, so I've made a list here of the top 5 things of why I think that this thing would be incredibly important to you and why everyone should have one. The first of one is obvious, power security. We all live in a lot less certain of a world when it comes to the power grid. I know that here on our farm, we had an ice storm 2 years ago, and our power would go on for about an hour a day, and then everything else was off. It was fine because it helped the refrigerators cool down and everything, but you know, how great would it have been to have something like this charging, and then when the power goes out, well, now I can still charge my phone, I could run a lamp, I could do, you know, anything like that I really needed to. Second thing that's really cool, it's a UPS, uninterrupted power supply. What does that mean? You know, basically it's a middleman between the power outlet, you know, then you have the UPS, and then you have your device. So for us, you know, we lose power here all the time. So we have an uninterrupted power supply, not this one, but this one would act as it. And the power goes to that, which would then power the alarm, the internet, all of those different things, so that if, you know, if the smoke detectors go off and we're not here and the power's out, we could still get notified that something has to be done. So uninterrupted power supply is a great thing to have. So let's go to the next one. The ability to power tools. This thing's about $230. Okay, it's $299 with a $60 coupon. So like, what's that? 230 bucks. If you have priced power tools lately, the bare tool's always pretty cheapish, you know, 100 bucks versus 175. The batteries are incredibly expensive with the charger. Well, what if you went to a pawn shop and instead of buying all these cordless lithium-ion tools, what if you just bought some corded tools, like a corded grinder? I bought a rechargeable grinder from DeWalt, you know, battery powered, really nice tool. I mean, I'd use it quite often. But if I would have had this, I probably would have been like, you know what, I could just bring that with me and plug in the grinder and just use it, and then, you know, it's just not something I need all the time. That tool was probably 140 bucks, 130, $140. So you kind of see where the math can start to work in your favor. If you have something like this, you can buy some cheaper tools that have cords on them that you don't use all the time, right? So that's just one thing that I think is incredibly valuable. Okay, the ability to have lights. Lights now with an LED bulb, I'm not going to bore you with all this stuff, but an LED bulb is like 5 watts. This thing's a 600 watt unit. You can run like 10 lights and it's barely even going to affect this thing. So I would say that just for having light in a power outage, plug a lamp into the thing, and it's clean power. It's a battery. It's not, you know, you're not going to have fumes. You're not going to have carbon monoxide. You're not going to have gas to deal with, you know, lugging in and out of the house. You just plug the lamp in from the, you know, take it out of the wall, plug it in the Bluetti EB3A, and you've got light, right? If you have small kids, which we have kids, when the power goes out, they get a little freaked out. So it's not going to power your refrigerator. This one's not powerful enough. I know they said it can. I wouldn't trust that, but for lights, internet, your wireless router. You know, if the kids have their tablet and they want to play on that thing, turn the internet on, you have it. 5, convenience. This thing is extremely convenient. It's so easy to carry around. It has a handle on it which says carry me places. You know, so if you're at a campsite and you're going to set up your tent, you're going to have a tent. You don't want to have a big loud generator. I have generators. I got 4 or 5 of them. And generators are loud. They ruin the experience. They're not enjoyable to sit next to when you have some big roaring generator next to you. Even the Hondas, which we have some of those, they're still 60, 70 decibels. This is 0 decibels. It makes no noise at all. So you can have this in your tent with you, set your phone on top of it to charge it. If you have a light, you can plug a little lamp in with like I said, an LED bulb. It is absolutely super convenient, and I think it's just a brilliant design. I think it really is a great product. There's so many different utilities that you can use this thing for. Okay, so what I want to talk about now is I want to talk about some improvements I think that could be done. 3 major improvements I think would make this thing lights out. Number 1, it needs a case. They may sell cases, I don't know, but if they do, then they've already thought of this. This needs a case. It needs something that has dust-proof covers. It needs to have something that's going to cover this up if it's in the back of a truck or a UTV or on a side-by-side, running down a trail. You got to keep the dust out of places like this. So I would say some kind of cover, almost like the OtterBox on your iPhone, right? I mean, those things just like, you have this really nice piece of technology, which, I need this, it's important, but then I have this thing which is the case and keeps it kind of safe. Now, the iPhone doesn't need to have all of the, dust-proof and waterproof stuff because the machine or the device is that way. That brings me to my next point. If you can make this thing water resistant and dust proof, man, that would be really cool. That would be really, really great if this thing was more durable in a much more heavy duty case. This is perfectly fine for residential use. Like if someone's going to use this thing camping, you're not going to be disappointed in it. But if it had a big heavy duty kind of like rubber cage around it and something that could protect it from the elements, I think that would be a huge value add. And again, the way that we live out here, this thing on the back of a UTV is going to last maybe, I don't know, a couple weeks. But that's why I kind of carried around the box, to be honest. So, it needs a case. The last thing, okay, so first thing, needs a case. Second thing, make it waterproof, make it dustproof. Third thing, I think that would be really cool is if you incorporated a Bluetooth speaker. Now, that's not my idea. I stole that idea, fair and square. Some of the guys at camp, I was showing this to them when we were in Kentucky hunting, and I just said, what do you guys think? And they're like, this thing is awesome. They said, the one thing it needs a Bluetooth speaker. It already has Bluetooth connectivity in here because it can connect with your phone. How hard would it be, or how much could it cost really to put a nice little Bluetooth speaker in there? So now you have a powered speaker, a way to charge your phone, you have a light, you have all this different stuff in a 10-pound, maybe then it'd be 10.5 pounds, I don't know, but I think that a Bluetooth speaker would be really cool to put on here. Those are my 3 suggestions. Okay, so some of the facts. Real quickly, it's a 600 watt unit. There's 9 power outlets. We've talked about some of those things, and we'll show you some here in some B-roll so you can get an idea what they look like. It has a 24-month warranty, so it's 2 years it's under warranty. I've never tested the warranty. I don't know how good it is. Some things are like the warranty's as good as, the paper it's kind of written on, but from what I've seen in reviews, it's a pretty highly reviewed product. 200 watt solar power compatibility. You can buy the unit and then you can buy the solar panels and connect it to it. But I didn't get the solar panels with it. I just have the unit, which recharges great. I'd love to try the solar panels with it, and I actually want to try some of the bigger units they have, and we've talked about possibly doing that. So I may have some more videos here on the channel of us doing that. And again, it's 10.14 pounds. It's extremely light. It's about 2 pounds heavier than a gallon of milk, right? A gallon of milk's about 8 pounds. So I can't say enough good things about it. If I seem a little enthusiastic about it, it's because I am. I think it's awesome. This is something that I know that we're going to use. I think it's great when I see products like this get developed and you start to see, reiterations of it. It just keeps getting better and better. And who knows, maybe in a year or two, this thing's going to be waterproof, come with a case, have more power, have a Bluetooth speaker built in, and it's going to have a much cooler name than EB3A. So, Bluetti, I think we should call something like this like the Joe the Farmer edition or something. That'd be pretty cool. So anyway, that's the EB3A from Bluetti. I appreciate y'all watching this video, and if you enjoyed it, again, give us a like, subscribe down below. We'd appreciate having you come along with us on our 125-acre Tennessee farm, and you can see some videos of us out there just working with tractors and machines and UTVs and just doing all kinds of stuff in the outdoors. So again, Joe the Farmer, I'll catch you in the next one. We out.